Democrats and the Republicans, I like to call them the Crips and the Bloods, have an iron grip on our political system. They want us to sign a blood oath as if we're in a gang. Well, you know what? I'm declaring my independence, and so should you.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to vote for a Democrat or a Republican candidate. But what I am saying is that I am not going to sign any type of oath or swear an allegiance to the Democratic or the Republican Party, which regulates who I can vote for come November. Don't try and put me in some damn box by checking a box. What's democratic about that? Then they've devised these tactics, then these requirements that keep third-party candidates off the ballots. For example, they create frivolous lawsuits that challenge the validity of the signatures on the petitions that would get the third-party candidate on the ballot in the first place. Well, these lawsuits keep them tied up in court. These court dates go past the election date, and thereby they're eliminated off the ballot. And then there's the tactics to keep them out of the presidential debates once they get on the ballot. And what I want to know is, what's democratic about that? The Dems and the Repubs are like an incestuous married couple who bicker and fight. Every time you see them, they're bickering and fighting. But you know they're in it for the long haul. They're in it for the long haul, and they're in it together. Otherwise, what else could explain the Senate hearings on Roger Clemens and his alleged steroid use? I mean, what else could explain that? That fat ass head, we know his ass has been on steroids. Who gives a rat's ass? But you know what I do care about? I do care that I haven't heard anything about any Senate hearings, anything in Congress. I haven't heard anything in the news. Nobody's talking about the impeachment of Bush's ass when we know it was an outright lie about the so-called WMDs. We're in a war that has killed over 100,000 people. It has displaced over 1 million people, and it's costing us $5,000 a second, which is probably why the economy's in the shitter. What the hell is up with party affiliation anyway? It isn't as if there's any difference between them anymore. The people that founded these parties wouldn't even know who the hell these people were. What about the values and the issues displayed by the individual politician? In the state of Washington, if you wanted a Democratic nominee to get your vote, you had to go caucus. Now, you know what? I didn't know what the hell that was. And I don't know if you know, but let me tell you what it entails. To caucus, you gotta get up and leave your house, go to some far off place, location. It was like, for me, it was like a 30-minute drive. And you had to stand in line, and you go back and forth in line to decide who you're going to vote for until it's all narrowed down to 1 or 2 candidates. This is like a 1 to 2 hour process. So that means now I got to work an outfit, I got to put my face on, get my hair together, all that to make sure that my Democratic candidate that I wanted would get my votes that would count toward the delegates. Then the primary came along. Well, in the primary, I got my ballot, and it had the Democratic nominees in there, but we already know that it didn't count because they've already gotten the delegates. But they wanted you to vote anyway. And along with that vote was like an allegiance. You were swearing, basically, that you would vote for the Democratic candidate come November, regardless of who it was. What kind of shit is that? It's bullshit is what it is. As they're trying to get us to sign an oath of allegiance to their particular gang, they're also putting us into demographic categories. I'm going to call them sub-gangs. Maybe we call them baby gangs. And they're labeling us. Then they gear their rhetoric to what they think that particular group wants to hear, because we all know they're not out here actually talking to us, let alone listening to us. They even have a category for people who don't want to be in a gang. They're called RAMs, restless and anxious moderates. Okay, yes, I had to write this down because it's a lot, but I want to make sure I get it right. RAMs are ordinary, average Americans who go online, I do that, watch the news, I do that too. Or middle-aged. Okay, I'm middle-aged. Middle class. Okay. Practical people who believe in consensus solutions to problems. When they look at Washington, they are aghast. They believe the current system is not working and is not producing results. Sounds good to me, except for one thing. I'm not a ram, a restless and anxious moderate. I am mad and disgusted. What have these dumbasses come up with now? Now they're arguing over who is more of an elitist. Listen, all you wealthy fuckers are elitists. You think the average American makes $200,000 a year. By the way, the median household income, according to U.S. government websites, for 2006 was only $48,000 a year. For whites, it was $51K. And I had to throw that out there because I know that some people will think that the blacks and the Hispanics and the immigrants and the illegals are bringing the numbers down. No, it's only $48,000 a year. Now there's a big difference between $200,000, $48,000. $200,000, I'm vacationing and I'm driving a Mercedes. $48,000, I'm not making ends meet. I can't afford to put gas in my, I don't know, what am I driving? A Dodge Neon, Ford Focus? Used, by the way. I couldn't buy it new. We need to start using the power of our vote to put these motherfuckers on notice. I think the only way to get real change is to have someone who isn't aligned with the current gang system, their alliances, and their associations. Don't these people work for us? We need to let them know we're not happy with the job they're doing. And if they don't step up, we're going to fire them. And we could start by declining any type of party affiliation. That would be a real start. And why are they calling it party anyway? I don't know. I haven't been partying. Have you been partying? You know what? Maybe they're partying. Maybe they're partying at our expense. Well, you know what? Maybe that party should come to an end. Maybe we need to declare our independence. So say fuck you to the Democrats and say fuck you to the Republicans. Declare your independence from this corrupt two-party system. Register as an independent with an independence from the stranglehold of the DNC and the GOP. Peace, baby.